Today we got the most stacked gear you can possibly get. Also, we built something gigantic on our main compound. Don't skip ahead or you might miss it. Let's begin. Continuing for the first 20 hours, I'm still locked up in the ISS. I lied, I didn't get the farm done yet. At least you're seeing it now. As you can tell by all the trash I'm crafting, we're gonna have to delay our dreams a bit. Don't worry, the farm told me to do this. I didn't tell me to do this. That doesn't mean it didn't take eons and eons. I swear I'm gonna get it done, and I swear it's gonna work. With my 3rd degree burn in my chest plate, I headed to the 3rd floor for some more trapdoors. Now it's time for you to see how the name tags are gonna come in handy. I gotta get 4 piglins out to the edges. It's like running a daycare, but worse. Next, we gotta casually throw down our 300-pound anvil. Then we're just gonna hammer names into these tags. The rest is easy, just name them and forget about them, because they won't be forgotten. If I was this dude and I had a brain, I'd probably just jump off. And yes, we have to do this 4 times. My eyes are bleeding. It's not what it looks like, I swear. They're just not spawning anywhere close to where I'm actually trying to put them. It looks like this pigman did this intentionally. He starts spinning in circles. If clips had emotions, this one would be anxiety. It's like leaving a cup at the edge of a counter. These guys are like villagers. They have a mind of their own. And the little mind they have works against me. Now I'm gonna make their own mind work against them in my mass homicide machine. Now I'm the bad guy. That doesn't make me a bad guy though. You can see true euphoria shining through Steve's face here. I have negative remorse for these guys. I could do this all day, or night, or whatever this is considered. I left there with 51 honkin' levels. I'm gonna be able to make some clickbait thumbnails here in a minute.
You serious?
Now with my 51 levels, I thought I was immune to the nighttime. Yup, in this quick moment, my soul just got sent to the Twilight Zone. This replay doesn't even need an explanation, but I did the right thing. Then I went straight back to the forest and gave that terrible haircut. Now there's absolutely no oxygen, but we have to start somewhere, right? With my backpack full of mahogany, it's time to get some emeralds. And none of them wanted a job. I guess they're modern workers then. That morning, the absolute first time I placed down the lectern, I got mending. You can see I just kind of stood there in shock. Then I proceeded to capitalize the sanity out of these villagers. They just let it happen, so I did it. Then I purchased precisely 1 mending book. Then I made a tower of gravel and mined it all down and got 0 flint. Only gravel. Then I did the same thing, except I made it taller. That seemed to do the trick. Then I put some more job squares in the ground. I also snatched some more mending books to put on my axe, shirt, helmet. The great thing is anything with the mending enchantment can be healed using XP. It's also given me gallons and gallons of gold, which is pretty nice. I swear if an update breaks this farm, I'm gonna break whoever made the update. And no, this is not sped up. That's just how good a diamond axe is. And I actually cut down most of the forest. No, I'm not lying. I actually cut down most of the forest. I already had a ton of wood, but might as well enjoy my axe and make even more. And then I went home that night. I'm surprised I didn't walk slower. I had that much wood on me. It's like there's an entire ecosystem in my inventory, except it's not living. Yeah, I'm gonna get mending on everything, even if it means game over, which it almost did. Don't even remind me of what I just did with the mending book. Now I'm staying up late again. If I didn't learn my lesson before, I'm never gonna learn it. This skeleton didn't even take half a heart, but it definitely woke me up. That's the last trading I'm gonna be doing with villagers for a while. I'm pretty sure I broke the stock market. Haha, I knew this flying saucer in the sky would have a purpose one day, and it seemed like I had a lot of fans waiting for me up there. Remember, 1 soul equals 1 XP ore. And you can see I stayed up here for many generations. Where is he going? Well, I guess I needed my enchanting table. How else am I gonna get 6 enchantments on my sword? Anyways, I stayed up here for many generations, and this is only the beginning. I think if this was a horror movie, I'd be taking it too far. And finally, this helmet is better armor than it was decoration. No! I kept dropping my pesky lapis on the floor. There's no escape for it. I'm glad I'm not farming down here. I'm farming up here. Wait, too high. I'm glad I'm farming here. Who cares about these enchantments? I think my favorite part was these names. At first, I didn't think this was a Minecraft replay either. I should probably go outside and touch some grass. Also, I'm gonna show you the names of everything for content. I'm pretty sure this is the last camera angle of this farm I haven't already done. And finally, my personal favorite name. I even misspelled it. That's the icing on the cake. I'm so glad I'm good at editing, or else this is what you would have seen. You can see actually progressing in the game is a little bit repetitive. Well, at least I got an appropriate name for the axe. I hope you're a fan of The Shining. Hopefully this is the last replay of the gold farm, if you can even call it that. Finally, I leveled up my chest plate. Time to disappear back into my base. It looks like someone's having a good time. I'm already going back to the nether. And this time I mean the real nether. I'm gonna go get some netherite. Instead of getting angry, just mine in the nether like this. It'll cure all your sadness. Apparently, the deeper something is, the more valuable it is. Now I'm gonna try to make something as boring as this interesting. At least I was half zombie while doing this, so we're perfectly fine. And what's nice about this mending enchantment is that I can just mine quartz and I'll be back to normal. And something about finding ancient debris is far more satisfying than finding diamonds. I like a pint of NyQuil, but after seeing this lava, I probably would have stayed away. I didn't think this was gonna be how I got the achievement, but I technically found every biome. And look at these reflexes, I'm like Michael Jackson. And I'm doing everything you're seeing right now on Christmas Day. If I had a life before, I don't have one now. But as long as I keep finding dragon scales, my hope is gonna be at an all-time high. It seems like I'm digging a vent, it's so boring. If I look back, I'm gonna lose all my hope. There'd be 20-minute stretches where I wouldn't find any ancient debris. Then I'd find like 5 veins right next to each other. What a life. Minecraft is playing with my thoughts like a roller coaster. I didn't think it was capable of it. Finding all the netherite took like half an hour. It's like I was overqualified for the job. Remember that lava lick? Well, it came back to bite me in the butt. And believe me, when it did not feel good. I'm pretty sure it took half an hour just to find a safe place to climb up. And it looks like I barely made it right off the coast of Italy. If Italy was in hell. And I couldn't believe how close the portal and the fortress were. I think this is the greatest thing coal could ever possibly be used for. Even though it doesn't look like much happened in this replay, it is the best one by far. Diamond, I'm sad to see you go, but I've played in this world for over a day, so no I'm not. This armor looks almost too mature for Minecraft. Now I'm finally confident enough to start getting ready to beat the game. Now to craft some slow falling potions. Also by adding redstone I can make the potions last longer. It looks like some have to die for the greater good, even if the greater good isn't much greater. For the first Oh my freaking goodness. I think I used up all my luck on the mending books. The first Eye of Ender I threw broke immediately. Well, you know, some have to die for the greater good. And no, I'm not killing myself. That would be awful. I was about 2,000 blocks from the stronghold and my heart was already beating. I guess I forgot arrows. Now my heart is truly beating. Who cares if a few trees are dying? How bad could I possibly be? I really just need more emeralds for those arrows. A little disappointing considering I have netherite. And now I finally took off towards the stronghold. This is it. And I even had to traverse through the most nice Minecraft biome. And it looks like the stronghold's directly underneath me. This is the look of a warrior about to conquer the underbelly of Minecraft. I didn't spend too much time here. The music is really intense and I really want to start cracking jokes again. And this stronghold was simply beyond. I can't even see the end portal, even with the replay. Roughly 15 minutes later, I finally found the final destination. This is the end portal in all its glory. It's called an end portal for a reason. And when this portal opens up, it warns you of the dangers ahead. I sipped my Mountain Dew and dropped right into the portal. I didn't drop in yet. I wanted to admire the portal for a second. After going into the portal, I looked like I was prepared. I wasn't. I was too prepared. The end looks even more stunning in person. And this is a video game. And you first have to destroy these crystals before you can destroy the dragon. Sometimes it goes in the middle. And when it comes out of the middle, it charges straight for me, which is terrifying. There was times where I had to use some unique strategies to find the last crystals. After you're done with crystals, it's time for step 2. And that is killing the dragon itself. You can see its weak little bar isn't going up anymore. The dragon did almost nothing to stop this. And you all gotta know I got the best aim in the world. And that's kind of what I did for the next 100 seconds. But my knife did a lot more damage. I will say though, with this shader pack, everything looked so good I didn't even want to play the game properly. That doesn't matter because I just did. That was really easy. I also shot myself with my own arrow. And here's a replay of me killing the Ender Dragon, because I guess it's an important moment in history. I will say 70 levels of XP was a little bit satisfactory. Without even thinking, I jumped straight into the end portal. Then I slammed my desk to pieces. Well, at least I beat the game. The credits weren't anything interesting, but it was still interesting. Well, now I'm going back to the end, and this time not on the edge of my seat. And again through the most biome. I didn't have enough blocks to get to the end portal because I spent all my blocks on the boss. If you ever don't want to spend those priceless ender pearls, just get a water bucket. Now we're at the outer end islands. I thought I did something wrong. What are these purple things? And they're everywhere too. They can never get away from me. And this moment right here broke me into a cold sweat. I was so scared, I'm pretty sure I broke my shift key. And the backup as well. Now I have to kill these purple boxes, which are called shulkers, which shoot you, and they're annoying as crud. And this was actually a relatively small end city, and it didn't have an end ship, which means it didn't contain the Elytra, which is contained in a ship. I conquered this thing in about 2 minutes, and then I went back to bridging. I would literally start dribbling tears and snot if I died in this world, which meant I needed a ton of end cheese, but at least this is the last step, until I went over a hill, and there was another place I needed to bridge to. This end city took me way longer, and had a lot more near misses. I love it. Need I say more? I'm a fearful warrior. And wow, this loop could have been useful at the beginning of the video. I crafted some shulker boxes, which is a nicer way of keeping things in your inventory. And now what you've all been waiting for, the wings, or the Electra that's hidden in this big ship. And as you can see, this shulker box is really coming in handy. And this is the Electra in its full glory, because it'll never be in its full glory ever again. I just put some artificial enchantments on it and decided to take it for a spin. This is not a good way of showing it, but I had a lot of fun with the Electra. Also, can't forget to take this dragon hat. I also found a second Electra. This time it was a lot less magical. This time it didn't even need an entrance, I just took it and ran, or flew. I also got a little bit low taking out this end city. Need I say much more? It's day 89, we gotta get home. Flying over the expansive void right before the end portal really gave me the shivers. Also took the dragon egg, it's bothered me for a while. A man's chest is perfection, in the wrong direction. I also took off into the night, one of many Electra replays. After playing on this world for a month, flying above it does not feel right. I gotta start that farm pronto, so gotta gather some obsidian. I mean like lots and lots of obsidian and mined out the entire lava lake. And you know that lava lake over by the village? Well, that's extinct now too, and this is just another clip to prove it. Now I'm in the mines because I ran out of obsidian as well. This pickaxe is insanely fast. This is only 9 times speed. Half the lava lake is already gone. I never thought I would feel sad for an inanimate object. I also needed a lot of iron for this farm. A little ironic for what this farm is gonna be. Also, a lot of wood. This Electra is making things go by way too fast. And this replay is too, but I couldn't cut down most of the forest. These trees are just too large. And that massive island of scenery we were at is where we're gonna build it. First, we're gonna need our spoon, not spoons, and I'm so glad I can say it that way. R.I.P. headphone users. Well, now we've built this big metal man cage. I might as well just tell you what this farm is. This is an iron farm, and it makes 1700 iron an hour. Why not build it? Here's a replay, because a lot has happened since then. Now we gotta light the nether portals. I hope it doesn't land me on the nether roof. It landed me on the nether roof. I just slapped a pigment to take out my anger. Yeah, I had to build it a little higher, not a huge deal. This was a very peculiar design to say the least, but the tutorial is my boss now, so I didn't complain. I also ran out of deep slate, so I had to change it to cobblestone. You can stone me later. I have to place some hot chocolate here so that the golems will die. This is about as dangerous as it gets. And here's a replay if anyone didn't already think it was a new trend. I think this is the most glorious shot of my skyline yet so far. What I really had to do was travel 2,000 blocks away for some exposed mine shafts. Judging by how cool the scenery was, I didn't find a single one. Also, if I was looking for a name tag, I think I found the right cave. Yep, almost 200 blocks deep. This would have scared me on day 1 half to death. Or all the way to death. And believe it or not, there was actually a dungeon inside. And believe it or not, there was actually one name tag inside. And I think I came up with a pretty fitting name. Darth Hitler. I'm not gonna lug a pillager all the way back to my base, so I'm gonna start a raid at my base. For some reason, I didn't check the pillager chest yet, and it had some pretty interessante loot in it. And here's a time lapse because... time-lapse. I think this is the most fun I've ever had killing mobs in Minecraft. Mainly because they killed each other. I think it was fitting that it was thunderstorming right now, even though none of my villagers died this time. I'm actually going to be killing a ton of iron golems in the process. I don't know why they're trying to save me. I'm just making a pathway here. I made it very clear because pillagers have negative IQ. And this curved staircase design makes me want to burn my eyes out. And they aren't even magma blocks. I keep reminding myself that it's only temporary, but this farm is contemporary. Believe it or not, that final pillager of the raid was actually just chilling in a boat. Having this on my screen made me want to motivate the pillager. I was sweating bullets and blood, and getting this guy into the chamber wasn't that hard either. I don't know why iron golems hate them so much. This dude dropped right in, except I did not appreciate him shooting me every 2 seconds. I actually started speed bridging here. I only had 30 minutes left. What am I gonna do? What I did last time? And since a raid was going on, these guys were not making it easy. It's only one person. Calm down. I was thinking the worst about these villagers because they are the worst. I didn't know Minecraft was realistic. Why did he push the minecart to the side? And this is probably the longest time lapse I'm gonna make. You can tell by the epilepsy. These powered rails really helped. I don't like having to hump the villagers up my wall. They pretty much just hump themselves up the staircase. Now we gotta put 3 villagers in each cubicle. Trust me, real villagers have it much worse. Now to tear apart my kitty ride and make a more lethal one all the way over to the second cubicle. Villagers are the only mobs that can have a normal discussion in a hack hole. I'm telling you, always power your rails. This was agony, especially for my hips. I really don't know how this place got so bad, but at least it's another place to sleep. While placing slabs in the cubicles, the villagers jumped out, and I lost my mind. Again, I'm glad I'm doing the voiceovers now. Now I'm really gonna be cutting it close with villagers. I'm gonna only have 2 left. I was so mad that I almost burned down my villager breeder in anger. Finally, after all that was done, I just gotta make sure it works. Now they open the villagers up to their new friend, or fiend. I'm telling you, once the HOA knows this exists, then I will not have a life ever again. I'm sorry, this ride is out of order. Come back later and it'll probably be open. And here it is, in all its glory, whatever glory it has. I mean that it does not have very much glory. You go to the other side and there's almost no golems spawning. I'm pretty sure no one's ever made the expression I just made when I figured out my farm didn't didn't work. Let's see if flying above the farm does the trick, which it probably won't. Well, it did. It looks like my luck is on and off today. Now with my functional billionaire farm, I'm ready for the next episode. And hey, you've come this far in the series, don't give up now. I'll see you in the next one.